I'm Matt with etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about Bulletproof Hitches Soft Shackles. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're looking for something that's going to have a little bit more protection to them. So when you are recovering something, you don't have to worry about them failing on you. Now you can get this in 4 different variations. So with the smaller ones, that's going to be 3 5/8, and this is going to be rated for 20,000 pounds. Then there's going to be a 1/2 inch one rated at 30,000 pounds, a 5/8 at 60,000 pounds, and a 3/4 at 100,000 pounds. But other than that, they're all going to be pretty much the exact same thing, where we are going to have this sleeve that covers it. So let's say when you are trying to recover a vehicle, if this is rubbing up against a harder surface like a rock, it's not going to tear up the synthetic rope. So a big difference between soft and hard shackles are that soft shackles generally are just easier to use. It doesn't take near as much time to hook them up, and they're just easier to store in your vehicle and handle. And they're also going to be safer. So let's say if your soft or hard shackle were to ever fail, a hard shackle is going to be a little bit more dangerous to be around if that were to happen compared to a soft shackle. Now let's really focus on what it's going to be like to actually use this. So what I'm just going to be doing is just simulating putting it through one of these loops. Today I'm using one by WaySafe that just goes into the your receiver over here. And this is a relatively large hole. So if you have one this style, most things are going to work just fine with that. Now if I were to ever just rotate this and move this around, I'm kind of noticing that this sleeve is getting caught up on it a little bit. And sometimes it could even get caught up in a weird way and pull that sleeve all the way back. And it's not really protecting certain spots of our shackle right here. And even if you have some hard shackles, you can even use these together. And in some ways, I think that makes it easier. Instead of you having to take this completely off, where you need a couple tools, this you won't have to worry about any tools whatsoever. Just push that through, and then you're good to go. That's much faster compared to the alternative. Again, you might have the same issue with that strap getting caught up. Now, what you could do is just forgo this completely and just use these loops right here, and I can actually demonstrate that on the other side. So on this side, we're going to have this smaller opening. Now this does have hard edges, so I wouldn't recommend anything like this. If it was more rounded, that'd be fine for a soft shackle, but let's say it was. This opening is still fairly small, so if you had anything like a 1/2 inch or a 3/8, I think that'd be fine. But you'll notice this strap does not want to follow us through, or the sleeve doesn't want to follow us through. So that could be a little bit difficult, and it's not going to give us that full protection. So let's say you're not a big fan of the sleeve here, you could just completely remove that and be good to go. Now if you don't like this type of design, since it is a little bit looser, then I'd recommend the Bulldog winch, because this sleeve design is actually going to be integrated to it. We can tell it's tied off at the end, so it's not loose. Now, we'll say this is going to be more premium, so it will be a little bit more expensive as compared to something like this. It's also going to depend on how heavy your load is, because if you need something that's going to have a brake limit close to 100,000 pounds, then you're probably going to want to stick with the Bulletproof Hitches one. And that is important to note too, is that that's going to be our brake limit. So that's going to be a number that you don't want to hit when you are using this to recover something. Now, of course, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at etrailer. And again, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.